I don't know very much about the Hitman video game franchise, and that's not because I think that they're bad games. I played a little bit of Blood Money, and it's not that it's a bad game, it's just that I suck at stealth games. So this is the second Hitman movie. The first one came out in 2007, I believe, with Timothy Olyphant, and it was mediocre. Timothy Olyphant is an actor who I think is great in the right role, but every now and then he'll do a movie that he is just absolutely not the right choice for and ends up just not being good. And I thought that that was something with Hitman. I thought that the movie probably would have fared a little better with somebody else in the lead. And the Hitman folks thought the same thing because they didn't bring him back with this one. This is actually a reboot. I always find it funny when they do a reboot of a movie that is relatively new. It's like, we did that last one and we had a lot of faith in it, but man, we fucked it up. So let's just wipe the slate clean and do a whole new thing. And with this, Agent 47 is played by Rupert Friend, who I felt was a much better choice for the role. He exuded a little bit more badassery and just seemed to do that whole cold, calculating, non-emotional guy pretty well. Now, as I was saying with the video game series, it revolves around stealth. And the movie started off with there being some stealth. He was trying to get information from this one guy, so he was killing off all of his handlers and finally gets him alone. It was cool. He was using fancy gadgets, and there was some explosions, and then there was some of the worst CGI I've seen. There's a part where a car goes down a hill, and it looked like Gran Turismo on the PS1. After he gets the information that he needs, he goes out all guns blazing, and wow, I could see why fans of the series would be pissed off at that, because here's this guy who relies on stealth and is just walking and just shooting, and a super duper action guy. And it was entertaining, but silly. I thought that the action scenes were very good. They were well paced, a little more quick cam and CGI abuse that I could have done without. I thought the story was interesting enough. It never felt dull. I thought it was a big step up over the first one. I thought the movie was going to be more about Agent 47, considering the fact that the movie is called Hitman Agent 47. But it's really more about this girl, Katya, who is the daughter of the guy who created the whole Hitman thing. So there are people chasing after her to get information so that they can try to find her father, who's gone into hiding. And Agent 47 is on a mission. He's got 2 targets, and he kind of pops up from time to time and is trying to take out his targets and isn't really good at that whole stealthy thing. It's a lot of just shows up at situation and shoots everyone. There were little nitpicky things that I didn't like about it. Zachary Quinto was in it, who I liked him. That wasn't the problem. There was a part where Zachary Quinto is trying to protect Katya and the hitman is chasing after her. And there was a long fight scene where, in many occasions, Agent 47 had the upper hand and would knock him down and would just turn around and walk away. Whereas in every other instance, if there was a bunch of henchmen, he would punch him out, flip him over a thing, and double tap, would put a bullet in him. And a couple instances where they really made a point to show that, okay, this guy's still alive, blam, he's now dead. And he's fighting Zachary Quinto, and just time after time would knock him over, would push him down, would kick him, and then just turn around and walk away. And then Zachary would come over and grab him, and they would continue fighting. And it just felt odd. It was like, all right, you just cold-blooded killed like 50 people, and this guy is getting in between you and your target. Why aren't you shooting him? It's not a great movie by any stretch of the imagination, but I would definitely watch it again. I did enjoy it. I think the movie probably would have been received better if it was not based on the Hitman license. If it was just about a hitman who was chasing after his targets and maybe got a little too involved with one of them, and there was a shit ton of action sequences, I think people would have liked it better because there wouldn't be the expectations of the video game. Like, if all that stuff happened, it would be fine, but within the video game, it's so heavily reliant on stealth to have a movie that just throws stealth right out the window It felt disingenuous. It felt like the people that were making the movie read the back of the box of one of the video games and then just kind of based the movie off of that. Hitman Agent 47. I liked it. So if you're bored and you're looking for an action movie, rent it. You'll probably dig it. It's not Die Hard level of action awesomeness, but it's a fun, shut your brain off half the time action movie. If you're expecting any kind of stealth or some semblance of the video games, you're probably going to be disappointed. The forums that I've seen where people were fans of the games, they were not happy. So more than likely, if you're a really big fan of the franchise, and I know there's plenty of you out there, because God, what's there, like 10 games now? It's a huge series. So you probably won't be happy with the portrayal of the character in this movie. But if you can remove the license from the movie, if you can look at it as just an action movie and not as a adaptation of Hitman, you'll probably enjoy it.